Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing a quick brief install video on how to get WhackerLink running both the server and the resource for FiveM. So I'm going to go ahead and link the GitHub down below, and you're going to want to open WhackerLink v4 to go to releases and click on this one right here. That'll quickly download the server side of things. You can go back one, and you're going to be looking at the README, which is on the main WhackerLink v4 page here. And you're going to want to make sure you have these two installed. Once you click those, they'll auto install, and then you'll run it in your downloads folder. After they're both successfully run, you can continue, and we'll be ready to go onto this folder. So as you can see, I did download those earlier today. So I'm going to go ahead and move the server onto my desktop. Here it is for you guys. And then you're going to go ahead and want to extract it. And we'll get this one right here. Now, oddly enough, I think they move things around with the config. So the link in the description might be a little bit different. So I'll try it with that one, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. So once you have it installed, you can go ahead and copy that one. And I'm going to go ahead and close my instance out. So that was my WhackerLink. I've had that running for a little bit, and I'm going to close that out. Now I'll go quickly over the config. I don't feel like it's too necessary to go into detail with it. If you leave it the same, it will work properly. But some of the things you should keep in mind is how to change sites here. And practically this is where the different antenna sites are supposed to be. As you can see, you're given the coordinates here, and you'll see the blimps on the map. And then as well as what the voice channels for each site is. So you can individually set those, and that way it will only pull from certain things. So you can go ahead and mess around with that, and make sure you leave this bottom part the same, just to avoid any issues. Now in this same folder, you're going to go ahead and want to scroll down and look for this file, RID_ACL, and this one is important. So the way this one works is you have various different entries, and then the radio ID is a unique identifier. So I'm going to set one for myself. It'll be A1 for the purposes, but you can have any combination of string here and set it for whoever person. So each individual person within a department is going to need to have their own radio ID, and this is going to be also crucial to be able to identify who's talking. So for this one, I can say Andrew, right? So that's going to be my alias here. And then for radio ID, this one, I could say it's someone in the sheriff department. We'll say S2 for now. And it could be an alias here. We'll say John Doe. So, that's one of our units. And you'll just go ahead and practically copy like this, and then keep pasting them to have more. And if you follow the same format, you should be able to get those going. So I'll go ahead and save that for now. Remember, the config is the same. And all you're going to want to do is don't be tempted to run the .exe. It will not work just the way the server is encoded. If you double click it, it will do that. And that's perfectly fine, and you'll get a log and all that. So what you are going to want to do is open this in terminal. And then I'm using PowerShell, so I have to do a special sequence. So it's dot, and then this little, I don't know if that's backslash, I think, yeah. And then I'm going to paste this. Now, the one thing that's a little bit interesting here is this new release does not have the configs folder. So I'm going to go ahead and just backspace it out. So we'll go ahead and remove it, and I'll leave one that you guys can just copy and paste. So we'll hit enter, and as you can see, everything loaded up properly. So this is perfect. So we had the most seamless install here on that. Now we're going to want to go back onto here and then go over to the WhackerLink FiveM. So this one is practically just a regular resource file. There's no releases folder or anything, nothing in the README. So you're going to go ahead and want to click Code, Download Zip. And then this one will look a little bit more familiar to you guys if you've done any sort of FiveM development. It'll have its own FX manifest file and its own configs and everything within it. So we're going to go ahead and extract that. There you go. So this is the FiveM resource right here. So I'll go ahead and double click that. You'll have this one right here. And you'll have various different things. Now, two pretty important stuff is in code plugs and configs, but I'll also show you guys something that you might want to change in the client. So under configs, you can go, this one's going to be to set the blimps, I believe. So site blimps true, and then disable animations. So this is new. I haven't done this update yet, so that's pretty cool. You'll be able to disable the radio animations, which might glitch out occasionally depending on what you do. For me personally, they're fine. We'll probably leave those on, as well as site blips. The sites have to match that one folder or that one config that we had in the main WhackerLink server. So if you do any edits in this one, you want to place them in here and vice versa. So just make sure these things are the same on both, and you shouldn't have any issues here. So I'm going to go ahead and close those two out. We should be left back with that one. And then I'm going to minimize the server. So the server is already running. Now we're going to go on to code plugs, config.example.yml. We're going to go ahead and edit it. So this is where you get nice nitty-gritty. And the way this one works is you can edit everything practically. You can set a radio alias, the serial number for the radio. Model here is for the handheld radios that the actual person on foot will see. So if we go over to their, give me one second, user guide, we'll be able to see the different types of radios. And then in-car mode is the actual radio inside the car. So mobile radio models, you'll see APX 4500, E5, XGL 2500, as well as APX 6000, APX 7000XE, and APX 900. So why is this cool? Well, you can have different radios. For me, I'll probably have this one for sheriff. You know, they have a little bit lower budget. For the city, we'll probably give them this one, APX 6000, and then fire will have the tried and true, nice and bright APX 7000XE. Now, you guys might have noticed something though. There's also various in-car ones. So as you sign here, we currently have the APX 4500, which is this one. I personally don't want to use this one. I will probably reserve this one for the fire or ambulance EMS, just because that's my preference. You can definitely run with it. That's not my thing, but I do want something modern, so I will probably run with the E5 here. So pretty simple. Once you've determined what you want, you can go ahead and make changes here. So capital E and then 5. As you can see, you can edit both of them. So if you find them, just edit them. And you have individual code plugs for every department. So this one's going to be for me LSPD, for example. So you can have system 1, localhost here. What I do recommend is if you're connecting to the server is to put your public IP in here. So it won't be your 192 localhost or 127, etc., but your actual server IP, the one that you would either give out or the one you use to connect to remote desktop. And then you'll have zones here. You can change the names. So channel 1, system 1, GG, LSIT, list. I just said it out loud, don't worry. And you'll be able to change these things too. So for channel A, on zone 2, I can say police enter op. So that's going to be the one that's going to link up to both of them. So we'll just keep that for now. Channel 1, I want this one to be police dispatch. And then channel 2, I'll say police TAC. So that's going to be the tactical one. So you can go ahead and save that. I'll go ahead and close it out from here. And then I'm going to go ahead and rename it to LSPD. And then you can create some for BCSO with different channels and systems here. So I'll keep it simple, just one here. You can go back, and then now under client and under client.js, you should be able to edit it. And then if you scroll down, you can modify these if you want, like the different commands and stuff. If you don't know what you're doing, don't change anything. Just keep it stock. It will work perfectly fine. And then you're going to want to scroll down pretty far. I'm not exactly sure where it is. So it's going to be line 221 here, for me at least, on this version. And what you'll see is the register key mappings, which you have Y, E, F, N. And as you can already tell, some of these are overlapping. So you might want to change these. So like say I want my toggle radio key to be U. You can change that to U. If you don't want activate emergency to be that one, I want it to be F10. Do F10. I'll keep focus to F for now. On my production server, I do have it as a left bracket. As you can see, this is the production server. Left bracket. Oh. And you want to make sure you're using the proper key code, the keyboard IDs, I believe it's what it's called. If I remember, I'll be sure to link that as well. And then once you have that set, you can go ahead and save it, and you'll practically just drag and drop that into FiveM. So that's pretty much it. Once you drag and drop it, you have it running. I'm going to go ahead and boot up my server, and I'll show you guys how it works. I'll be back here in a second. Okay, so what is up, guys? I'm back in game, and before we even use our radio, we're going to go ahead and want to do /set_, ignore that, RID, and then as you remember, mine was A1, so I'll go ahead and put A1, and then here you would do as well as your code plug, so set_code plug, and then you'll put what it is under. For ours, I have it under state because I am in state, but if you were LSPD, you would put LSPD, whatever you named the file. So your radio should automatically pop up, and then you're going to want to use your focus button, which by default is F, or if you followed my instructions, you might have changed it to left bracket. So for me, it's left bracket. From there, you can turn on the radio. It'll do a quick boot up sequence. It'll yell at you. And as you can see, we're in zone 1 with police dispatch. If I do channel up, we're in police channel 2, police tactical. We're back to police dispatch. We also have the panic button here, and the radio should work perfectly. I have the, I'll go ahead and turn this back on. Okay, so I'm going to hit escape to unfocus it. That bar below me is because I was doing development. It's the UI, so do not worry. That should not happen on yours. But for me, it was control. So if I hit control, there is the radio. You'll hear the beep, and you'll see the little 2 lines, meaning that I am transmitting. So once you're done, you can let go, and it'll stop transmitting. Now, the cool thing about this is it follows pretty much all the regular P25 aspects of things. So it should work remotely the same. So if you're in a car or you're doing certain things, you might lose signal. It's very dynamic. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my radio away through the use of my U key. And then if I spawn in a vehicle real quick, and I go ahead and do that same key of U, you'll get the in-car radio. So that completes the install, and I'm sorry if I didn't go through everything perfectly, but go ahead and leave a comment if you guys need more help, and hopefully this guide helps you out here. So thank you.